So in today's video, I'm going to be going over my entire 10K dividend stock portfolio. As promised, as soon as we hit 300 subscribers, I said I would reveal my dividend portfolio. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel and all the positive feedback. This is pretty much how I generate passive income and let my money work for me. I just like to reinvest my dividends and keep growing this portfolio. So let's get into it. So this is my entire dividend portfolio uploaded to Simply Safe Dividends, and that'll be linked in the description down below. This is my favorite website to check dividend stocks before loading money into a position. I like to evaluate it on here to make sure the valuation's right. It gives you a nice thesis on the company and where they're going. It shows their dividend growth, their payment streak, and their safety score, which is very important. So I'm just going to scroll through my holdings fairly quickly because going through each and every one would take way too long. But as you can see on the right side, the annual income I generate, the cost per share, amount of shares I have, and the dividend safety scores. Obviously the market was down last week and I'm filming this on a Sunday, so it's not going to look too pretty right now. You can see which dividends have been cut and which are safe. I bought the airlines actually knowing their dividends were already cut, but if I hold them long term, they'll eventually pay the dividends back. I still haven't decided what I'm doing with that yet, but I have pretty good cost basis for the airlines. Disney was a surprise when it got cut to me, but I know eventually they'll be paying their dividend when everything recovers. Southwest, again, another one that I knew was going to be cut. But most of these are pretty safe. I have a few borderline ones, but I'm not worried about those at all. RDSB was one of the very first stocks I bought, so the cost basis isn't very good. And honestly, if this ever gets up near the 44 range again, I'll probably sell it just because I'm not that into the oil stocks. And honestly, I think the future we're going to be going away from that industry. So why hold something if you're not that into the company? But it is still paying a dividend, so that's a bonus for right now. RTX was a merger, and they just haven't established a safety score yet, but I did just receive a dividend from them. VTI is an index fund. They don't have a safety score, but they do pay a dividend. And Wells Fargo is probably my most unsafe dividend, and I really hope it doesn't get cut because they do generate me a lot of passive income. It's one of my highest paying stocks. If it did get cut and the price did drop a lot, I would probably pick up some more shares and just dollar cost average down. I know it is one of the weaker banks, but they do pay a hefty dividend, and it's not that much money to buy a share. So we'll see. Wynn Resorts was another one I bought post-dividend cut, but eventually they will pay their dividend again, and I still haven't decided if I'm just going to profit off that or hold it long term. It takes a good amount of money to generate passive income, so this earns me $352 annually. I'm obviously looking to build that up even more. I have a lot of money on the sideline, and I'm hoping there's another dip in the market so I can add to all of these positions. But just be patient when you're dividend investing. It's a long game. You're a long-term investor. So don't worry about fluctuations in price. Just focus on, averaging down your costs and adding to these positions. I budget very well to be able to invest this much into the market. So just be patient and try to invest every month, every year, keep building it up, building your portfolio up, and that annual income will grow. So here's another way I break down my dividend income. I like to break it down by month and by taxable and non-taxable. I pretty much take the info from Simply Safe Dividend and I just plug it into here. It's a little bit of overkill, but I like to do it. But it just shows me each month how much I get paid and where I'm at with the positions. So as you know by now, I pretty much hold all of my dividend stocks in my Roth IRA, and that's just because the dividends are tax-free, and I'm looking to hold that account forever and max it out every year. And then I just use the DRIP program, which is the Dividend Reinvestment Program. And that basically, whenever I'm paid a dividend, it just automatically reinvests it into that company at the current price. Some people like to do this, some people don't. I like it personally because I like all the stocks that I hold. Aside from like RDSB, that's the only one I don't have turned on for the DRIP. And yeah, it's just simple. I don't have to think about it, and my shares just keep compounding. So you have to ask yourself if it's right for you. Some people don't like holding their dividend stocks in like something like a Roth IRA. They'd rather hold it in a taxable brokerage like Robinhood, because some people like to pay their bills with their dividends, or invest it in real estate or other stocks. And honestly, if you have a big enough portfolio to pay your bills with dividends, that's impressive, and it might be a route you want to take. So my main focus every year is to max out my Roth IRA and build up that dividend portfolio with that brokerage. And once I max it out and spend all the money in that account, then I'll move over to Robinhood, which is mainly for growth stocks like Tesla and Facebook, stuff like that. But I have no problem holding dividend stocks in that account as well and building that up because, like I said, you can use that money and pull it out for bills or other investments, which is pretty cool as well. So just think about what's right for you and go with that one. My main strategy for picking dividend stocks really comes down to evaluating the company. Is it well established? Do they have a future? How's their safety score? And their payout per share is pretty important. Also, if their payout percentage is too high, that can be a bad thing. And I like to look at their payment streak and growth streak because typically if you invest in a dividend aristocrat like 3M or Coca-Cola, they're going to really focus on that dividend and continue to pay it out. So these are just some things that I like to look at before I put money into a stock. I just wanted to touch on this briefly. Don't be fooled by high dividend yields. I know when you're scrolling through Robinhood and you see a company that looks like it pays a high dividend yield, that it's a great investment and you're going to earn so much passive income from that stock. But I can't tell you how many times I've seen on YouTube people mentioning, oh, look at this stock, it pays so much, and then I type it into Simply Safe Dividend and they have a score like 10, very unsafe. And people just don't do enough research before loading money into these terrible dividend paying stocks just because they have a high yield. So just be careful of this and really look into the companies that you're investing in. It's honestly times like this, during a pandemic where the stock market's going crazy and there's a lot of uncertainty, where you really want to feel confident and secure in your investments. So making sure that your stocks have a safe dividend score and that you're going to get paid is very reassuring, and that's one of the most important things in my opinion when it comes to dividend investing. So again, thank you guys so much for 300 subs. I just started this channel about a month and a half ago, and seeing it grow so fast, in my opinion, is very motivating to keep putting out this content, and I hope it really helps you guys. I'll keep trying to put out informative content of my investing experiences and tips. Also, let me know what you want to see. Comment below some video ideas if you have any, or just any stocks you want me to look into. Also, drop a comment of your favorite dividend stock, and if I don't have it, maybe I'll add it to my portfolio. So that'd be much appreciated. My next milestone is going to be 1K subs, and then I'll reveal my entire portfolio, which, trust me, there's a lot more that wasn't showed today. Plus, I have a lot of money on the sidelines for the next crash, so I plan on adding a lot more before we hit 1K. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching and getting me to 300 subs. That's huge, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all the likes and positive comments. It's really motivating for me to keep making these videos. I hope you enjoyed this dividend portfolio reveal and learned something from it, whether that be how to check a dividend stock or just a new stock to add to your portfolio. As always, there's some free stocks in the description to Robinhood or Webull when you sign up, and I'll make sure to open those live when I get them. That's much appreciated as well. So thank you so much and have a good one.